The innovation is the creation of the first underwater preserve in the state of Indiana, out in Lake Michigan, the J.D. Marshall Preserve. Well, the ship itself was constructed in 1891. It originally started off as a lumber hauler, and later in life it was converted over to what they called a sand sucker. And it sank on or about its 20th birthday on June 11th, 1911. The J.D. Marshall actually is the only vessel in this stretch of the waters anyway that sank twice. She sank originally in 1911, and then back in the 80s a salvager tried to refloat her and haul her off, and she sank a second time. It was a big step for Indiana. A lot of our sister states have underwater preserves already dedicated through various mechanisms, and we saw this as an opportunity to preserve our cultural maritime history for the future. There's 3 mooring buoys that denote the proximity of the wreck to shore here. If they are dive certified, they can go out there in a vessel, tie off, follow good dive practices, and get down into the water and see it. We do not recommend anybody try to swim out there from shore. It's a bit of a swim, and you always want to have a support vessel with you. It's important to preserve it because it tells us about the way of life back then. It also is important to preserve wrecks like this so that people can get a first-hand look at it, and then also we can learn from some of the innovations that took place aboard the vessels. When the Marshall went down, the ships were the 18-wheelers of the day. They were hauling the heavy goods and durables from port to port. It was the main way to move commerce prior to our 18-wheelers today on the highways. We have documentation of another 13 wrecks, so 14 in total in our waters of Lake Michigan. Depending on who you speak to and what records you reference, there's anywhere from 50 to more than 100 in our 240 square miles of Lake Michigan. A lot of folks ask us, well, this is the first in Indiana. Is there going to be other shipwreck preserves in the state? At this time, we don't have any plans to do so. We're going to see how this one plays out to start out with. It's a learning experience for us. Some of the additional wrecks are a little more remote from this property, and so we want to make sure that if we set something up, we set it up right for success, and then we've got the support that we need to do it.